Welcome to Thousand Echoes, everyone. I'm Josh, and today I'm speaking to you from a clone of my voice using an AI tool called 11 Labs. What do you think? Does it sound like the real Josh or an AI imposter? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think that's crazy, wait till you hear what I have to tell you next. What's up, everybody? I just read something that has me fairly stunned. Timbaland, the legendary producer of Justin Timberlake, Aaliyah, Missy Elliott, Nelly Furtado, Jay-Z, the list goes on, is not making beats anymore. He is creating entire artists. That's right. Her name is TaTa. She's an AI, and she's about to drop her debut single. Listen, we need to talk about this because the music industry has just changed forever. And I don't know if we're quite ready for this. Okay, so let me break down what is happening. Timbaland has been working with this AI platform called Suno, which I've mentioned in some of my previous videos. And he's been spending 10 hours a day. Guys, that's a full-time job. He's spending 10 hours a day working with Suno and feeding it prompts and letting Suno create the music. That is a full-time job just playing with AI music creation. And now he's created a company called Stage Zero with a couple of industry veterans. But here's the crazy part. Listen to what Timbaland said to Billboard. Timbaland says, "I'm not just producing tracks anymore, I'm producing systems, stories, and stars from scratch." Stars from scratch, everyone. He's literally manufacturing celebrities now. And their first creation is TaTa, who they're calling a living, learning, autonomous music artist built with AI. Not an avatar, not a character. They're saying she's a real artist who just happens to be made of code. Timbaland told Rolling Stone, "I saw the path, but I had to wait till everyone caught up." So he's been planning this. This isn't some random experiment. This man has been strategizing how to revolutionize the entire industry. But wait, it gets deeper. They're not just creating one AI artist, they're creating an entirely new genre they call A-pop. That's right, artificial pop. One of Timbaland's partners in this venture is Rocky Mudaliar. I'm probably butchering his last name, but he said, and I quote, "Ultimately, what Tim's here to do is to pioneer a new genre of music, A-pop, artificial pop. TaTa is the start of something bigger. She's the first artist of a new generation. A-pop is the next cultural evolution, and TaTa is its first icon." Everyone, they said cultural evolution. They're not just making music, they're trying to shift this into the entire culture. And get this, Mudaliar also said, "Artists of tomorrow won't just be human, they'll be IP, code, and robotics that are fully autonomous." So basically, they're telling us that human artists are about to compete with machines that don't need to be paid, they don't need breaks, they don't need health care, and they can appear or disappear at the owner's behest anytime, any place. That's some Black Mirror level stuff right there. Now let me explain how this actually works because it's fascinating and a little bit terrifying. Timbaland and his engineer Portillo create demos the traditional way, but then they hand it over to Suno's AI to finish it. They're using something called Suno's Personas feature to create this virtual vocalist that can be repeated and fine-tuned to be perfect every time. Timbaland said, and this quote got me, "It came to a point where I'm like, this voice, it's amazing." And Portillo explained that they had stacks of music that needed to be finished, and the TaTa ones were just getting finished faster. There was just something about those songs that were just like, man, this just flows. So they're basically saying that the AI was so good at finishing songs that it outperformed human collaboration in efficiency. That's a game changer if you're a musician trying to make it into the music industry. But here's where it gets really messy. So right now, Suno and its rival Udio are getting sued by the big three major record labels, Sony, Universal, and Warner. They're being sued for allegedly using their artists' music to train these AI algorithms without permission. So you'd think that that would shut down a company like Suno, right? Wrong. Here's the dark reality. Instead of killing AI music, these labels might just buy them out. Think about it. If Sony, Universal, and Warner own the AI technology, they could theoretically generate and sell music without artists, musicians, engineers, producers. They could cut out everyone and just make infinite music with AI. That's not just challenging for independent artists, that's potentially reshaping the entire music creation ecosystem from start to finish. Now, Rocky Mudaliar, I'm still butchering his name, and the entire Stage Zero team are trying to downplay the controversy. Mudaliar said, "It's going to be a bit of a battle, but it's not going anywhere." Then he tried to compare it to influencers, saying, "We were thinking about the example of the influencer itself and how ridiculous that might have sounded 10 years ago, where we're like, nah, there's no way YouTubers can be bigger than actors, and now they're the biggest stars in the world." But here's the big difference. Influencers didn't replace actors, they created a new category alongside them. What Timbaland is proposing could replace human musicians entirely in certain contexts. The music industry has always evolved, but this feels like a fundamental shift in how we define artistry itself. And it's not just me who's concerned. Thom Yorke, one of my musical heroes from Radiohead, called AI in music a weird kind of wanky tech bro nightmare future. Thom Yorke said that, guys. One of the most innovative musicians of our time is calling this concerning. Meanwhile, you've got Björn from ABBA experimenting with AI for his musicals, but even he admits it usually comes out with garbage. So even the people working with AI are saying it's not consistently ready. But Timbaland, he's going full speed ahead, spending 10 hours a day on Suno, creating virtual artists. The commitment is impressive, honestly. Look, I'm going to be real here. I have massive respect for Timbaland as a producer. The man is a legend who shaped the sound of multiple generations. But this feels like we are entering uncharted terrain. When he says, "I'm producing stars from scratch," that's not just collaboration with technology, that's manufacturing entertainment. When they say these AI artists can appear or disappear at the owner's behest, that's talking about a unprecedented level of creative control to the owners of the artist. And the fact that TaTa's debut single is coming soon with an album to follow means we're not just experimenting anymore. This is imminent. This is happening right now. They're about to put an AI artist into direct competition with real human artists and musicians. The question is, if this works, if TaTa becomes a massive success, will all of the other labels decide they want their own AI artists? The economics are undeniable. Why pay artist royalties or deal with human complexity when you can completely own an artist and not have to worry about any of that? And here's what I think is really happening. This might not be about making music better. It could be about making music more efficient with different profit structures. Timbaland can frame this as pioneering A-pop all he wants, but at the end of the day, this is also about business innovation. And for the up-and-coming artists watching this, for everyone who's grinding it out in studios or posting cover videos on TikTok, trying to get noticed, trying to get your foot in the door, you're now potentially competing with AI that never gets tired, never demands creative control, and never asks for a bigger cut. But here's the thing, music has always been about human connection. The question is, can artificial intelligence create the same emotional resonance? Or is there something irreplaceably human about authentic artistry? I need to know what you all think about this. Are you excited about AI artists like TaTa? Or are you concerned about what this means for human musicians? And maybe you are a human musician yourself. Drop a comment if you think that this is innovation or if you are worried about the implications of what this means. And let me know, when TaTa drops her first single, are you going to stream it? Are you curious about what this is all going to sound like? Or does music need that human soul in order for you to connect with it? Make sure you subscribe to the Thousand Echoes YouTube channel because this conversation is just getting started. AI is transforming the music industry whether we embrace it or not. And we need to talk about what that means for all of us. Make sure you also subscribe to the Thousand Echoes newsletter where I talk about songwriting and creative optimization. And thanks again for watching. If you stayed to the end, I really appreciate you. Stay creative and stay human.
to